Thank you. Good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. In college basketball last night, we had the Elite Eight, a chance to see the first teams to go to the Final Four. We'll see the rest of the two teams that will go to the Final Four today in the Elite Eight. The first two teams have a chance to turn to the Final Four was Illinois and Huskies. Huskies got up 9-0 early. And then Illinois kind of fought their way back into the game. It would be 28-23 at the half. But then the Huskies coming out, running like they do and blowing out teams like they do and have throughout the NCAA tournament. As they got up by 30 at one time, Illinois was kind of spread it back down. I mean, what do you want to call it? Spread it back down to 22. As they got to be above 30, UConn wins 77-52, and they're headed back to the Final Four and looking for the second national championship and 8th national championships overall is what they'll be looking for since 1999. And I've got a whole podcast if they win of why UConn might want to be one of the best basketball programs in the country and why they're ahead of Kansas right now in basketball. That's Sam on Rick. Clemson and Alabama were close throughout, but it seemed like Alabama would control the game, and they led 35-32. Clemson would never take the lead back. Final was 89-82. Top scorer in that game was J.R. Gooden, 2019, and Mark Sears was stroking it from 3, 23. In the Illinois game, Marcus Dumusk scored 17 for the... And in the Illinois game, Marcus Dusmak scored 17, and David Klingon scored 22. Shannon, who scores 23 a game, the top three in the nation leader, only had 8 for the Illini in the loss. Alabama continued to prevail, winning 89-82, reaching their first Final Four in school history. 19, and Mark Sears was hot from 3 and stroking it from 3. As he said, one time we made 15,000 3-pointers in an off-season. Well, he didn't get to there, but he got 23 points. Good thing he was practicing in his own backyard before, in the summer before school. He got 15,000 threes again. That's college basketball for yesterday. And today for the next two Final Four teams, which will set us up for Friday, which will be 2 Final Four games, and then a final in the national championship. CBS 120, Tennessee versus Prude for the Final Four on the line. Tennessee is 27-8. Purdue is 32-4. Dalton Knecht averages 21.2. Zach Edey averages 24.2. Those will be the players to watch out for. Purdue is looking for their first Final Four since 1980. Tennessee were looking into the first Final Four in program history and just the second Elite Eight they're playing in since 1980. And the head coach, Rick Barnes, the veteran coach, and was a very good coach at. Rick Barnes will try to reach the Final Four for the first time in his history as well. Game time is at 1:20. And at 4:05, it will be NC State and Duke. NC State has won 7 games in a row and won the last game against Duke. Before that, they weren't an NCAA tournament team before tournament play started. They've won 9 in a row and will try to get to 10 and try to get to the Final Four. 11-4. Game time is at 4:05 in Dallas, Texas. The other Elite Eight game is in Detroit, Michigan. Players to watch out for Duke and NC State is DJ Horn and Kyle Flipsy, who looked really good when Duke played and recorded the upset over Houston. That's CM on Sports on Basketball. Well, the best player in women's basketball and maybe the best player in the sport, I don't know, definitely the best player in college sports as an overall statement, most dominant player. Well, she's definitely the most dominant player in the women's game. Caitlin Clark, that is. She scored 29. Oh, and a win easily over number 5 seeded Colorado, 89-69. USC wins over Baylor, 74-70. Juju Watts has 30 and Jay Walk has 15. LSU and UCLA, 78-69. Fua Johnson has 24. And Lauren Betts chips in with 14. But it wasn't enough for UCLA as LSU beats a 2 as a 3 seed. UConn and Duke, it was just UConn's night, wasn't it? UConn seems like they used to win a national championship like every year. Now they don't win as much, but they're still good. 53-45. Doesn't like UConn needs more success in basketball. Maybe they'll win the national championship just because that's just a way of life for UConn right now. UConn, good at everything in college basketball. 53-45. UConn over Duke. And they're both headed to the Elite Eight. And in Sunday's games, it will be Oregon State, ABC, South Carolina. Chance to go to the Final Four. First 2 teams. Players to watch out for that game. The only all-women soccer stadium right now. KC Current win 4-2. That was opened up. The KC Current Stadium earlier this offseason. 4-2 is the final in that game. We'll try to get you more into that, more scores of those games, including Sporting KC as well. That's women's soccer. And in baseball, the Royals play at 1:10 today as they try to grab their first win of the season, as they've been really bad on offense and had a bad bullpen. Not good combos for the Royals. Brady Singer will go for the Royals. 0-2. Is it time to panic yet? Probably not. We're getting closer. Bailey Ober will go for the Twins. Game time 1:10. White Sox will play the Detroit Tigers. Jack Flaherty will go for the Tigers. And Eric Fleet will go for the White Sox. 1:10. The Cubs will play the Texas Rangers. And Texas, the Cubs are 0-2. The Rangers are 2-0. Jordan Wicks will go for the Cubs. Look for a hell of a season by the Rangers, as John Gray will go for the Rangers. Game time 2:35. Dodgers will play the Cardinals. The Cardinals are 1-2. The Dodgers are 3-2. Stephen March will go for the Cardinals, and Gavin Stones will go for the Dodgers. Game time 7:10 on Sunday Night Baseball. For Sunday Night Baseball, 6:10. That's CM on Sports on Baseball.
We need you to vote yes on question 1.
We've all made Kansas City a major league city.
Let's keep it that way.
There's no better place in the world to play than Arrowhead Stadium.
Let's keep it that way.
Town.A. We need you guys.
We need you.
Let's keep this rolling.
We need you to vote yes on question 1.
We've all made Kansas City